Hey guys, Kat Com here with StudioSweat and StudioSweat On Demand, and I am here with popular trainer Brian.
Hey guys.
What we're going to talk to you about today is what I believe is one of the most common setup instructions that spin instructors miss when they're onboarding a new student.
Absolutely.
And believe it or not, that is how you should place your foot on the pedal. Reason I want to talk about this is because there's several things that happen when your foot is not properly placed on the pedal. Okay, the most common, foot numbness. If your feet fall asleep, it's probably because your foot is not placed properly on the pedal. The second most common that you hear about is just loss of power, because if the ball of the foot is not sitting squarely over the center of the pedal, you're going to lose power on your climbs and even on your fast flats. A couple other things I'll have Brian explain that you might not know. So
it can be as simple as cramping. I had somebody in my class the other day who had a cramp in one foot, and when we looked at her foot pedal, she had her foot pushed all the way up in the front of the toe cage, smushing it in there, and it was leading to some cramping. But it can get really serious. It can lead to some knee pain, shin splints, Achilles tendonitis, so some serious injuries, all just from improper placement of the foot.
Yeah, and it's a big deal, and it's amazing to me how many instructors miss helping their clients with their foot position. So that's typically one of the first things I do. Just like I talk to a client about their seat height and their handlebar height, I also want to talk to them about their foot position. So instructors out there, make sure you don't miss this cue. Another thing that I know is true when the foot is not properly positioned on the pedal is you are not allowed to properly ankle, which means that your ankles are able to be as mobile as they're supposed to be when you're pedaling. And so it's called ankling. Anyways, you really want that to avoid all of those other things that Brian was just talking about. Okay, now that we've gotten that all out of the way, let's talk about what your foot should look like when it's placed on the pedal. Okay, so again, well, I guess we just kind of talked about this, but the ball of the foot should be right over the pedal. So if you look at Brian's foot here, you can see that that's happening. If Brian were to unclip, okay, so he's wearing mountain biking shoes, that's why they look like a tennis shoe. And I know Brian actually has kind of big feet, so he is going to place his foot pretty far into that toe cage. But like for me, I wear a size 7. There'd be a good 2 inches between the end of my toe and that toe cage. So that's really important whether you're using a toe cage or you're using a clip. Can you take off your shoe while I tell them something else so I can show them where the clip is?
Yeah, and then what a lot of people will do is this. A lot of people will push it all the way forward to the front and smush up your toes.
Even if they wear a size 5. Yeah. So all of those things that we just talked about could happen if that's what you do. So while he's taking his shoe off, I want to make sure that you guys also are locking your cleats down, because if you don't lock your cleat down about once a month or so, you're going to lose the cleat placement. Right now, Brian's got his right there. When he clips in, it's going to take him right over the center of the pedal. But if he doesn't lock these down about every month or so, these are going to wiggle loose, and not only will you not have your foot in the right position anymore, but you could lose your shoe. It could get swallowed into the cleat, never to come out, or a clip and never to come out again. So make sure that you guys are locking those down. All right, do you want your shoe back?
Yeah, I showed up to teach a class at 9 o'clock on last Monday, and somebody's shoe from the 5:30 a.m. class was in the cleat.
Yeah.
So they just couldn't get it out, and they just walked out.
Yeah,
left the shoe there.
It's not, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem with our pedals, it's a problem with you not locking down your clips when that or your cleat when that happens. So, all right, you guys, so on spin instructors, you know what to do. Those of you that are spinners out there, you know what to do as well. We hope this tip helped you. And for those body sculpting, fat torching workouts, make sure you come into StudioSweat in San Diego or check us out on StudioSweat On Demand.